This week's episode of the Living Outrageously podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. For a 100% free audiobook of your choice, visit audibletrial.com/LOP.
Dudes, welcome to the Living Outrageously podcast. This is the show where we teach you how to stop living a boring life and start living outrageously. If you are a creative, passionate and intelligent person who's looking to make their dent in the world, this is the show for you, because we believe that people with passion really can change the world. Matt the freaking Kelly, who's wearing goofy glasses today. Impossible is an opinion. And dude, massive show today. Very excited. Bit of a funky setup today.
So this is a little bit emotional here. So the camera that we're speaking into right now is pretty much located exactly where it usually is when I podcast remotely. But a bit different because it's the last time we're going to record from here.
Matt Kelly moving on to the new LOP studio, just a few little kilometres away. So,
I am.
And apparently you've got a pretty spanking hot red lounge at the new facility.
We're purchasing a red lounge that I will also podcast from. So I'm excited about that. But enough about that.
Today,
Action.
massive episode. This episode is actually inspired by a viewer, and it's come down to, it's really unearthed a big can of worms, hasn't it, Matt Kelly?
Yeah.
Really, what we're talking about is the ability of the samurai to decide, to make decisions decisively. Do you like that one?
You've got choices, right? Right. You either make a choice or you don't. Those are your choices, okay? You make a decision or you walk away from it. Now, if you walk away from it and you never made the decision, right, you never know what could have happened, right? So that's basically what we're talking about now, is deciphering the decision-making process. There you go. And ultimately deciding on whether a decision is worth making at all.
Absolutely, because the skills that we're going to teach today, really, they can help you in any situation in your outrageous life. Specifically, we're going to focus on today passionate people, creative people. They have many, many ideas, right? Heaps of ideas. Which idea do I choose? And in fact, I know this problem so well myself because 12, 24 months ago, I had a massive list of stuff, and every idea I'm like, yeah, Dave, yeah, fuck yeah, that's a great idea. And it's like, how do you pick which one? So today we're going to go through the step-by-step process. It's a 3-step process on how to make fucking awesome, kick-ass decisions. Decisions of the samurai.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's not only for business, is it? Like, we were talking about it before. You can, like, which girl do I want to date tonight? Hey, we did say it. We can't deny it.
It was used as an example in the process.
Well, you weren't, because you're married.
The primary... You're getting me in trouble. The primary point here is to consider that I'm embarrassed now. What are you doing to me? So the decision-making process, this whole concept, can be applied to any decision you have to make. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, what you're trying to do, ultimately where you want to be. The approach that we're taking is every day you make decisions. We talk about this. Every day you've got a chance to either take action or not, right? You've got to make a decision. Okay, it doesn't matter what you're trying to achieve. You make a decision. So the concept can be applied to all parts of life. It works out quite well because the examples that we'll use will be led, I think, towards business a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit. But that's also because I'm going to give Cecily a shout out, because Cecily did send me a message about this and said this should be episode content, because everyone with an entrepreneurial mind goes through this. Like, we've all got big ideas. We've all got ideas spinning through our heads, and frankly, if you don't think you have any ideas, or you don't know sort of what to do in that idea generation process, it's probably because you've got too many. You don't even realise it. Like, you've got so much noise going on, you don't know what to actually do. So
too many ideas isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's how do you filter those ideas into a path forward. And that's what we're doing today, is we're going to show you the filters that you can use to make fucking amazing kick-ass decisions of sloth. I mean, samurai, what am I talking about? I'll punch myself in the face.
It's the decisions that destroy the sloth.
Exactly. Now, Matt, we all know, Tony Robbins, he said that it is in moments of decision that our destiny is shaped. And I think that's so appropriate, because you can decide today to take a particular path, or you can make the non-decision, which is to do nothing, And well, that's going to get you a result as well. The minute you decide, I'm going to do nothing, you're not going to...
You don't know...
Your destiny is sealed.
You don't know what would have happened either way. You've literally said, like, if I had done something, I would have known, I would have either gotten a positive or negative response, okay? And I could have gone, okay, the meaning I will assign to that response is X. If you don't do anything, you can't even assign that meaning.
Exactly.
That's powerful, because it means that will always exist in your head as something that you never actually tried, you never did, you never got resolution on, you never got closure on.
Exactly.
As a concept.
Well, how about all those people, nurses, a study was done, people that are on their deathbed in a hospital at the end of 65, however many years, what do they say when they're just about to die? And they say, I have all these regrets. I regret I didn't do this. Right? They did not make a decision. They didn't, it was sloth. So important to be able to make decisions in this fast-paced world, because if you don't make a decision now, someone else is going to steal your decision and make it, aren't they?
Absolutely. Oh, let's talk about that, the concept of, at any one time, there's 6 people in the world, this is a bit of research, a bit of numbers here, 6 people in the world that have the same idea as you.
How crazy is that, man?
What does that tell you about,
So when we started the LOP, there were 6 people around the world who had the same idea as us.
Yeah.
But the question is, of those 6, how many took action? So you've got a particular idea about whatever you want to do, whatever sort of business you want to start, whatever sort of avenue, maybe you want to go down the road of getting an outrageous job. There's at least 6 other people that have that idea. How many of them are going to take action on it? That's the question. And you know what? You know what? When I think about it that way, I'm a little bit excited, because I know
it's a challenge. It's competitive at this point.
You put me in a line of 6 people, I'd be like, punk, I'm gonna take more. I'm gonna do more than you. Like, who do you think you are? Like, man, I'll keep going all day. The motor's here, just boom, 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 and then I get the result. So
yeah. So I suppose let's break down a little bit of a barrier here. Like, this is one of those moments where it's like jump off your high horse. Like, you're not. I hate saying this. You're not unique, okay? In that, the idea that you have is shared by others. Okay, if you don't take action, the idea doesn't make you special. Ideas, ideas are a dime a dozen. There are ideas everywhere, okay? If you sit there and think, I have good ideas, therefore I am awesome, I am, I'm up here and not down here, I'm ahead of everyone because I've got the good ideas. Sorry, if you don't take the action, then the idea doesn't matter.
Well, prime example, let's tell a little story about why decisions are so important, Matt Kelly. Now, I remember it was probably 2 to 3 years ago, you, great self, had this awesome idea for an iPhone application for the big day out festivals, big music festivals. And Kelly's come to me, he's mocked it all up. He did the mock-ups of the iPhone, the whole plan, like, it's going to have these 6 features, boom, 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 this is what it's going to look like, this is what it's going to do. And we're like, yeah, this is a freaking awesome idea. Kelly, he even went and showed a few people who would potentially fund and use this idea. Even went and
for a range of different causes or events, or it was good.
And they gave you positive feedback.
Yeah.
And you did nothing about it.
No.
And what happened 4 months later?
They launched the exact same application.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love saying this one little line, and it's, you snooze and you will lose.
Absolutely. Totally.
And you lost, man. That was a freaking bomb diggity act.
Yeah. And the other thing here is, like, if you're watching this, you know that you've got ideas, okay? You know, if you're watching this podcast, okay, if you're this far into the episode, you're already, like, you've ticked a couple of boxes. It's like, yes, that's me. Yes, I'm going to continue listening because this is important, right? I know this. You know in the past where you've come up with something and got this idea and not necessarily taken the immediate action that you should have, and suddenly you're sitting back and going, oh, that's it. There it goes, it's gone. By that point, it's gone. It's gone.
And you know what? It's happened to you, it's happened to me, happens to everyone, man. And it all comes down to action. Another reason why making decisive decisions is so important is you can save yourself attention. Now, let me explain a little concept here. So, there's a school of thought that says that every person has a certain amount of attention available to them every single day. So, let's say you've got 10 units of attention. Now, if you're going to spend multiple units of attention looking at all the different options, and then like summarizing them and going, yeah, let's do that. That's using up attention that you could spend on something else.
Yeah.
So the example is, Tim Ferriss writes about this, a very good example. He arrived in a new town, in a new city from the airport, and there were 6 different transport options in front of him. Now, he could have spent the time to research those different options, to go around to every one of the 6. He probably would have saved himself 40% on the ticket from the airport
easily
to the city, if he'd taken like the shuttle bus.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like we know this. Like we're Dave. We've flown into LA.
Yeah.
And there's like buses. There's cabs,
always options.
You can hire a car. There's a range of things you can do. And it's sort of like, okay, what can I do right now? Like for us, it was okay. What's a cheap, quick, fast solution? Okay, we're gonna go do that, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But we could have gone to each door, knocking, and asked how much it was gonna cost, and asked how long it was gonna take, and got them to explain the process, and then gone away, come to a conclusion, and gone, let's go and do that. We could have done that, and people do it.
Man, my brain is exploding. You just talking about it. And in the Ferris example, you know what he did? He was like, pull the trigger. Let's get a cab. I need to get to my hotel. I got 4 hours till I'm meant to be asleep. I've still got to write a blog post. I need that attention to write my blog post. So, thank you, sir. What tea are we drinking tonight?
Mate, we're going back to the creme brulee.
I love this. I love this. And what is this brewed to?
This is brewed at a phenomenal 100 degrees.
100. Big
distinction between black tea and green tea. And we can get into other teas later, but 80 degrees.
It really is 100.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's still warm. So black tea brewed at 100 degrees straight out of the kettle is typically fine. Green tea, do not do that under no circumstances, because you get a really bitter taste. And like when I say that, I was like, someone told me that, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever, 20 degrees, it couldn't make a difference. Man, it burns the leaves. It literally burns the leaves, and it tastes different. So there you go. Quick tip number 1 of the episode: do not burn the tea. 100 degrees for black, 80 degrees for green, and when you're finished and you've got the leaves in the bottom there, they're all good to go. You know what you can do with that? Fill it back up with boiling water. Put it in the fridge, because overnight you hit that in the morning and it is amazing. It is amazing.
Cold creme brulee.
Yeah,
I like it.
Amazing.
I like it.
I prefer the green cold, but this works. It still works. It's good. It's good.
I dig it.
Look, and now a step further. I'm sorry to do this. Derail the episode. I heard, and I've never tried it, a little bit of milk and honey.
Really?
With this, and apparently it's good.
Well,
I haven't tried it.
Maybe we should christen the new studio with
a selection of teas.
A selection of teas.
Sure, we can do that.
What is there a tea podcast?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there is. There's a couple. I have researched this.
Okay.
there are a number of. Well, hey, it was a niche. Decision had to be made. Are we going to start a tea podcast, or are we not? Is there competition? Do they know more than us about tea? Yes. Decision made. Bam.
Do not proceed.
Do not proceed. And that's a good point. You don't have to proceed. With the decision-making process, you don't have to go one way or the other. Yeah. It's just going through the steps to come to a conclusion that is enough for you to be able to say, that was right or that was wrong for the following reasons. So that's important. But yeah, no, there was a little bit of competition in that area, and I didn't have enough confidence in my knowledge of tea at that point in time. Okay. However,
it's growing.
However,
perhaps a niche show on maybe like creme brulee.
Yeah, we could do like a 10-part series on just varying ways of brewing creme brulee flavoured tea.
What about like stuff that you can do with your tea? Like situations that you can use your tea.
Yeah, well, we could do
that. How to make money with tea. Everyone likes to make money.
There are a lot of ways to make money with tea. There are a lot of ways. Let your brains spiral right now and post it on the Facebook page, facebook.com/living outrageously, all of your ideas for making money with tea. All of them. All of them.
All right, well, let's make the decision to move on
right.
to exactly what is the definition of the art of decision making. And we came up with a good one before.
This is the samurai's definition.
The samurai's definition of the art of decision is one, the art of decision is a key skill of the samurai. Absolutely. And 2, the art of the decision will either A, cause or not cause you a good result. In any case, it will cause you a result.
Very, very important. Very important. Because it doesn't matter whether the result is positive or negative, okay? And you can't think of it as a negative result is bad. Because if you got the negative result, You learned something. Hallelujah, I was confused. I didn't know. I learned something.
Confused.
I know. Amazing, amazing. I didn't know what to do, and I made a decision and got an outcome, and therefore I know enough to decide whether or not I want to proceed or not. But not coming to a conclusion, not getting to that point, not making the decision, okay, is never reaching that point of either knowing yes or no. So you'll never know.
Couple of coaching points to add to that, Matt Kelly. One is there's no failure, there's only feedback. How does that change your psyche if you can't fail? Yeah. Matt Kelly, you can't fail. What are you going to try? Everything?
Yeah.
How's that for changing your psychology? Another point. Tony Robbins makes a massive point of this in all his events. If you are confused, that is a cause for celebration. And you know why? Because if you're confused, you're right on the edge of a breakthrough.
Yeah.
This is your comfort zone, and you're like right up on the edge, about to break through.
Because if you weren't confused, you wouldn't be near the edge. You wouldn't be near a breakthrough. Because you're in your bubble.
You'd be right in the middle. You'd know exactly. So whenever, at a Robbins event, whenever someone's confused, the whole crowd just goes, and Robbins will lead them off. He'll be like, ladies and gentlemen, he's confused! And the whole yeah! So, yes, that's what we're talking about. Now, let's talk. We said there was a 3-step system for filtering your decisions and making kick-ass decisions. Alright, kick-ass decisions. And so we're going to talk about this in the context of what business idea to proceed with or what project to go forward with.
Yeah, this was Cecily's big point. Was, as an entrepreneur, we all get a lot of ideas, and it's really hard to frequently decide, you know, go through that path of what do I decide to do next? What should I be working on right now? What should be occupying my focus? So we've taken that and sort of tweaked it a little bit to go, making the business decision, do I do this or don't I? Or how do I prioritize between them? And so we've come up with a model here.
Absolutely. And this model is in fact based on my own personal experience, because 12 to 24 months ago, I was in exactly this situation. I had so many different ideas. Well, you did as well. We basically rolled together. They were basically our ideas. And dude, there was like 10 plus ideas, and all of them were like, yeah, that would be freaking sweet. Yeah,
we should do that. Why haven't we done that? Why aren't we doing that? We need to do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like every idea, it was like and interestingly, we'd be focusing on one thing. Okay, a new idea would come up, and it would be like, jump. New idea. You have to do that right now. Quickly, do it. Quickly. And we just jump from idea to idea because, like you're never short of an idea. You're never short of ideas. No. Everyone has ideas. Everyone does.
Exactly. So, alright, first step in making kick-ass decisions, which idea to proceed with, is to work out, are you and this is from a previous episode, are you an artist, a manager, or an entrepreneur? And the reason that this is so important is because then you can work out who you need to be around in order for your idea to happen. So you tell a great story about this, Matt Kelly, from the example of one of your ideas was...
is this the event planner idea?
Yeah. Free event planning. No, wedding planning.
Oh, anything, any event, any event, party planning, whatever. Had this idea. Friend of a friend said, I'm doing an assignment for, I was studying, doing an assignment, right? And I need to come up with a business model. I have to design a business plan or something. It was quite an entry-level requirement, right? And we were talking through, and I was like lending some textbooks and talking through the ideas, and I got this thought, and they were talking about like event planning, or I want to, you know, like business plan out my event planning business, whatever. I was like, man, that's a bit boring. It's been done before. Like, it's not. There's nothing interesting about that. There's nothing new about that. What if it was free? What if to the end customer, your entire event planning process was free?
Free wedding planner.
Free wedding planner. Like who would reject the free? Yes, exactly. Now, my thought process was, and just to give you a little bit of background on the idea, so any type of event, right? So they go out, they negotiate agreements with preferred product providers, they're promising a certain level of demand to those product providers, so therefore they get paid a commission on the goods, right? So the commission gets paid, event planner gets paid, end user who was going to purchase the stuff anyway is purchasing it through someone who is delivering a commission to the planner, everyone's happy, right? Now, there's a lot of logistical stuff to work out there, there's a lot of like sort of payment journeys, all that sort of stuff, but as an initial concept, I thought it was pretty interesting, right?
I agree.
Yeah, so we were talking through it, and we thought about how you apply this to the artist, manager
and entrepreneur
route, right? So the entrepreneur, in my opinion, is the one sitting there going like, okay, what makes this interesting? What makes this unique as a business model? Like, it's free. That is interesting and that is unique. If it was paid, if it was just a standard model, then it's not really, there's nothing really compelling about that, and I'm not preneuring. That is not something that I want to work on because it's not new, it's not innovative, and as an entrepreneur, I'm trying to push those boundaries.
The entrepreneur wants to make money.
Yeah.
How much money can I make from this?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want to know.
Exactly. Now the manager's looking at it and going like, okay, the model's built. How can I refine the model? So let's refine the model. Let's like knock away 5% cheaper.
Let's squeeze another 5% out of this process.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it's just refining the process and making it cleaner, smoother, whatever. That's what the manager does, right? Not so necessarily concerned about the uniqueness or the craziness, but how can I push it further and stretch the model as a concept. And the artist is, in my opinion, the actual planner, the person who, forget about the money, forget about the process, I want to go to the venue and be creative. Yep. I want to be on the phone, like,
let's put red tulips here, and let's have, like, Michael Jackson fly into the stage. It could literally be anything from like the way it's the whole like visual design from an art sense. It could be like the structure, like the program of the event, something creative or new or whatever there. So for me, it was more about like taking these three different elements. What makes it interesting? What makes it unique? And who are you as a person? And it's so this is the first filter to making a good decision. So let's talk about if you were. Let's say you had this idea and you were the artist, perhaps. You wanted to make awesome weddings. You knew decoration, you knew interior design, you knew all these things. You now know, after doing this exercise, that you need to partner with someone that's going to have the hammer on the money. Entrepreneur, yeah? Absolutely. And be able to go like, okay, you're extremely good at your art. How can we make that compelling to your target market? What can we do to make it interesting, unique, like differentiate you from everybody else? So that's what the entrepreneur would come in and do. The artist doesn't even want to think about that. The artist probably doesn't even want to think about their competition. They just want to work their art. Yeah. They just want to make it special, make it impressive, make it amazing, and that keeps them happy. Exactly. So how do we work out if we're an artist, manager, or entrepreneur? Well, we did a whole LOP episode on it. The exact number eludes me at this time. It eludes me as well. However, it was a few episodes ago. It was fairly recent. So late season 1. Late season 1. You can go back and check that out. Now, second filter. Let's do it. So, and to talk about the filters here, we've got 3 steps. In theory, the number of steps, the number of filters can actually change based on who you are and what you do. But for the purpose of this example, we've got 3 sort of fairly simple steps to understand, and it's a quite a comprehensive way of looking at it. You can add as many or as few filters as you like to your decision-making process. But let's talk about number 2. Yeah. So number 2 is you've got to take a look at, will this particular opportunity fulfill me on the deepest level? And in order to work that out, take a look at what are the 2 biggest core needs that you have and what are your values? Right? Is this opportunity going to give me what I want? That's what we're talking about. So, personal example, when we were looking at a whole heap of options and we looked at the LOP, I was like, okay, my 2 biggest core needs are, the first one is connection and the second one is significance. Will the LOP give me these things? I was like, well, yes, it will give me connection because, well, we get to connect when we're doing this, and also we get to connect with the audience, which is fantastic, and we've done that. And the two-way response is exactly the connection we were looking for. Yeah, so that's what I was looking for. So that fulfills me, and I'm stoked. The significance part is, well, we hit #1 in iTunes, and that was our goal. That was our whole goal for the entire podcast was we want to have a #1 podcast. Well, one of the goals. That was one of the goals. That was a big one early on, and we hit it. So, we wanted to deliver amazing content, and that's what we did. So, my 2 core needs were fulfilled. So, the question to the viewers is, what are your 2 biggest core needs? And remember, the core needs are significance, contribution. Yeah. No, I'm just looking around. Just looking it's a unique environment. Continue. Sorry, let's start again. Certainty, variety, significance, contribution, growth, and there's one other. You'll have to go to season 1, episode 2 to find the 6th core need. But just keep it in mind that work out, will this opportunity give me exactly what I want? Values are exactly the same, Matt Kelly, aren't they? Because values are the emotional state that you want to feel on an absolute regular basis. For me, my two biggest values are health and connection. Does this make me healthy? Well, yes, because every time I first of all, I'm having tea, which is outstanding, and this air conditioning is amazing. It is definitely adding to my health. And I'm just stoked to be here.
Yeah.
So it's making me happy. It's clearly adding to my health.
Sure.
So it's meeting my needs. So if you want to work out what your core needs are and what your values are, the core needs were Season 1, Episode 2, and the values were Season 1, about mid-season.
There you go.
About mid-season.
By the way, if you're watching this podcast now and you're enjoying it, I'm just going to assume that you are, and you haven't, and this is the first time you've ever watched, go right back to the beginning. Episode 1 will tell you about the samurai and the sloth, okay? Because we're talking about that, and you've probably got no idea what we're talking about. You can probably make some assumptions about it. But really go back. No, I think there's a lot of value in going back and watching Episode 1.
You know what? I myself go back. Seriously, because man, on the path to living outrageously, you hit obstacles, right? You make progress, plateau, obstacle. Shit.
What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do now? Yeah. And you know what? I go back and look at my own freaking podcast. Wow. And I see myself just going, rah, 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 and I'm like, okay.
I know what I have to do.
Okay. Great question, Dave. I'm going to ask myself that question.
Yeah.
And then we go ahead. I'm serious, man.
I've worksheeted. That's true. After we've done a podcast, I've taken the little worksheets that we put together, and I've actually gone and done it again after doing the podcast, because you get a bit more clarity.
Yeah, you get more of an understanding.
So in speaking about that health aspect, man, I'm getting it too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well,
not even limited to tea. Across the board.
Outstanding, Matt Kelly.
Loving it.
All right, let's move on. Number 3, the third filter for you to make awesome kick-ass decisions of samurai. We haven't slothed someone yet. Let's do that later.
Ooh, where's the sloth?
Let's do that later.
Ooh, I think I can see a sloth.
All right, let's do it in a second. Maybe the sloth will fly into screen. Nice. Good. He had to make an appearance, didn't he?
No, it was the last time. He had to. Last time in the studio. I should have. Sorry, me.
Yeah, lightsaber him. Matt Kelly, stop.
Right.
Sort that shit out.
Right.
Lightsaber him immediately. The viewers are sitting there just going, I want a dagger through. Good.
Alright.
Shit's about to get real. Put your glasses on for it. So that he's seeing that a geek is samurai.
I feel very Harry Potter, like glasses and my wand and...
Alright! 3, 2, 1! Yeah, nice.
Oh, hit the camera. Sorry.
Woo! Living outrageously. Okay, the third filter for you to filter your decisions through so that you can make awesome kick-ass decisions is work out what is success to you. Not to your friend or this person here or your dad or your teacher. Work out what success means to you. Because, and you know what? You know what, Matt Kelly? This is one of the ones, I just said I go back and look at other episodes. I've been faced with a few personal decisions in the last sort of week. And to help me make those decisions, I went back and looked at what success was for me. And I was like, will making this decision lead me closer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Didn't I? I came over here tonight and I said I made a decision. Did I not?
You're not going to say what it is, are you?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it. All right, next time.
But quite a major decision.
Hey, as big a decision, I think that one of the biggest decisions you can make in your life, you made today. Yeah, one of the bigger ones, yeah.
Yeah. And I made it because I went back and looked at what was success to me. So...
Nice.
Yeah. I feel good.
You look like you're diving deep, trying to find...
I was.
That's it.
I was trying to find the deep, like something really deep there, but...
You don't need to.
You know what it comes down to? Know whether you're an artist, manager, or entrepreneur. I'm an artist. Know your core values,
and how
your
what you're
core
trying
needs.
to do aligns with your core needs. Yeah.
What is success to you? Put those 3 babies together, run your decision through that filter. Man, you're going to make a decision that not only are you really happy with, but you're just going to be happy with it. And it'll be easy. It'll be easy.
But
how long have I been toying with the decision I made today? How long have I been toying about it for? 24? Wow. 48 hours?
At most 48 hours.
And this is like a major, like...
People spend months trying to work this out.
Yeah.
Literally months. One point here, once you've worked out these 3 things for you, so what success is, who you are...
core needs and values.
Core needs and values. Once you've worked that out, you'll find yourself... Every decision you make will suddenly run through the filter, and you'll get so good at it that every single time it'll just be something that just happens without you even. You won't even have to go, okay, does it meet? You know, like my need for certainty. Does it meet that? You won't have to think about it like that. It'll be like decision, tick, tick, tick. Yes, okay, that is the right decision to make.
Boom.
That is the right decision to make.
Boom. Boom. What else? There's a lot of what else.
There's heaps of what else.
Okay, so if. And this is just my opinion. If I'm in doubt, then I pull the trigger. If you're not sure, do something. And when I say do something, 5 hours on Facebook does not count. Do something that ends up with a result.
Yeah, you need to have an outcome. And the outcome could be like, okay, to me that could be like, okay, this is a new idea. I've never tried this before, I don't know much about it. The doing something is going and doing the research, so I empower myself with the knowledge that I need to know to make a decision, right? So suddenly having that knowledge enables me to go, decision made, yes or no, bang. Like, okay, no, it is not the right time for me to do a tea podcast because it is too competitive. No, but if I hadn't,
I challenge you on that. How could? I am very sceptical that there's some quality broadcasters out there in the tea space. I'm very skeptical. Man, I reckon we could start one and own it.
It would certainly be the Living Outrageously Tea podcast. It would be... Okay, so I have seen a couple of tea podcasts.
Outrageous Tea.
And they are certainly more of a calming feeling that you get from watching them. We would bring...
Yeah, like my grandma who's 65 would watch it.
Yeah, she probably would.
What about cool dudes that just want to drink tea?
Well, there's a lot of them. You know what?
Tea's becoming cool.
Tea's a hot thing to drink.
It's hip. It's down.
Man, you go to San Fran and they're all drinking tea.
Yeah.
They're all drinking tea.
Man, Kevin Rose and Tim Ferriss sit round...
doing exactly what we're doing right now. We're in good company.
No, we didn't copy them.
No.
Maybe.
Well, a little bit.
But they don't drink creme brulee.
I assume they don't, no. So I don't doubt that actually. There is certainly an opportunity there. It's something that I've decided not to take on just yet.
Well, we're doing this, man.
But talk about like list of priorities. I, like everyone else, have a list of things this long that I want to do, right? A huge list. And all the time I'm filtering through it and going like, okay, that one there's dropped down to position 5 because I really want to focus on this. This one here has to move up the list because that is something that... And for me, sometimes it's like, I can do that and complete it quickly, and I will learn something from it. I need to do it. Regardless of like, forget everything else. They could be my filters. It could be like, okay, how quickly can I execute? How well will I execute? Like, go through this whole process. If it ticks all the boxes, man, I'll do it.
Let's talk about a massive factor at play here. Fear.
Yeah, sure.
Fear. The sloth throwing fear in your way is a massive issue here, and I was guilty of it myself. You've got a big long list. You don't want to pick one and it be the wrong one.
Yeah.
You don't want to pick one and like, oh, but I'm so passionate about all these other things. Fear is a massive play here, and everyone's after that 100% certainty before they proceed. Well, you know what? By the time you're 100% certain, if you ever get there, someone else is already going to have done it. They're already going to have done it. If you...
It's the only way you can be certain. The only way you can be certain is by seeing the outcome.
If you wanted to get on coconut water now, you'd 100% certain coconut water is a trend right now. It's being sold everywhere. If you wanted to jump in now, well, guess what? People have already done it. Ship sailed. Whoops.
Yeah, you're not special or unique anymore if all you want to do is walk in and sell coconut water.
Like what
there's 1,000 people doing that already.
It's like what Reid Hoffman says. He's the founder of LinkedIn. He says that if you're not embarrassed by your version 1.0, you waited too long to launch.
I love it.
And I love that because, yeah, you know what? I reckon we'll look back on season 1 of the LOP and just go, oh, dear
man,
God.
I do now. I look back and I'm like, really?
Oh.
Like, I talked about eating dirt? Like, really? We did that?
do that?
What was I thinking when I did that? But you know what? If nothing else, if we hadn't been through that experience, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Exactly.
And we wouldn't be achieving the results that we're fighting for at the moment.
Exactly. It's like what Steve Jobs says. Man, we're throwing out the quotes today.
That's good.
Steve Jobs, in his Stanford University commencement speech, said that you can never connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back. And the example that he used was he was in college and he dropped out. And he was looking for something to do.
Yeah.
So he went and attended calligraphy classes just because he was interested. And then, like 10, 15, 20 years later...
He wasn't even getting credit for those classes.
No.
He was walking into the classroom.
Just for the hell of it, all this time later, that's the reason why now we have amazing type fonts. Like, how could he have possibly known that when he decided to go into these classes just for the hell of it, that was going to be the result?
That became a differentiator in the early days between a Mac and everything else. Because, like, that was one of the... Like, it's amazing that we look back and go, that was a differentiator, like the fonts, but it was. It was because they didn't exist anywhere else. So, that one thing that he did that early on changed the whole pathway for him. That's massive.
And it ties back to this belief. I don't know if we shared it on the podcast the other day, but it's one that I made up and I'm just like, you know what? That's freaking awesome. I'm going to adopt that belief. And it's the belief... Oh, I think I posted it on the Facebook and it got like a heap of likes. It was that I choose to believe that every single thing I do is pushing me in the direction I want to go. Like, how is that for a belief? You know, you could doing something like, I don't know, you could go and like be a concreter for like, I don't know, however long. And people will be like, yeah, but like you're a concreter, like why? Like why would you do that when what you really want to do is like have a web business?
Yeah.
And you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only do it looking back. So at the end of the day, Matt Kelly, to make kick-ass decisions, I think in one, Tony Robbins, it is in moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Make a decision. And you know what? The more decisions you make, the more confidence you will get. And they always say, how do you get good judgment? Well, usually through bad judgment. How do you get bad judgment? Well, you make a fuckload of decisions. And if you look back on my history, man, I made a lot of decisions. Some of them were shocking. Some of them I was just like, ugh, what was I thinking? Like, man. But, you know what? At the end of the day, it's come out good. And that's all about having a bit of faith in what you're doing. Have faith. Have faith. Jump through the hoop. Have a go.
Yeah. The massive takeaway for me out of all of this is if you don't make a decision, then you'll never know.
Yeah.
Like you can't know if you don't make the call. If you're sitting at the crossroads and you can go one way or the other, and you like pussy out and walk backwards and don't do it at all, that will always be there, and you'll always be wondering what if I had made one of those. Like, what if I'd said yes, or what if I'd said no? What would that have resulted in? Right? You'll never know.
Perfect, Matt
You
Kelly.
can never know. So. In any case, if you need to make a decision, right, and you know it has to be made for you to get that get to the next step, be it a positive decision or a negative decision, right, make the call. If you know deep down you can do it, do it.
Absolutely.
Do it.
And Matt Kelly, great segue into the Living Outrageously Breakthrough Bootcamp, which starts very soon, April 22nd, did we say?
Yeah, I think we did.
Man, I'm really pumped for this because this is a chance for me to work one-on-one with the viewers to get the results that they wanted. You can watch this podcast for as long as you want, but if you're not getting the results, jump on the bootcamp, man. You will get the breakthroughs that you want. We will define exactly what living outrageously means to you. Define your greatest fears. Define all your limiting beliefs. And, man, there's going to be some awesome challenges. Fear busting. Personalized attention. I will help you get where you want to go. Matt Kelly, if you've been stuck on something, get on the freaking boot camp. You know what? I'm even going to do my own freaking boot camp.
I'm already on the list.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah. The coolest thing about this is, like, this is something where Dave's really pushing the coaching, what coaches do. Like, this is new stuff. There's this method of the podcast and reaching out to the community and doing this, and that's what I'm most excited about, is learning, like, directly from you with regards to how it can apply to me. It's exciting, and there's so much that I want to take more action on in my life. Like I say, the list is long. There's so much I want to do. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited to work with the fans as well and just get shit happening. I'm so pumped.
Living outrageously.
Literally living outrageously.
Should we have that as our new sign? That could be like the geek sign.
No, yeah. We could do the whole like. We don't really know what it means. It's just like
I don't know. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. All right, Matt Kelly. So great episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great episode.
Do you want to do a quick tip, Dave? I've got a quick tip. I've got one.
Okay, go quickly.
Impromptu quick tip. So today I did a lot. I accomplished a lot. I got a lot done. Okay, and I'm not talking about like big, like Matt made $1 million today. Not like that. As in, I had a list of things.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. No. So I had a list of things that had to be done, right? And I'm talking about like
for the new pad.
Moving into a house. Pad. So I need to go and buy a whole lot of white goods. I had to go and organise things like internet and something to get the fast connection to the podcast, all that stuff, right?
Aye.
A really long list. And you know what I realised today? And it really came to light as we started going through this process. I could have done it in one of two ways. I could have gone to a shop, gone, I need to buy a washing machine. And I could have looked at all the washing machines and gotten a quote or the best price on a couple of them. Then I could have gone to the next shop and done the same thing in the next shop and come away and made a really good decision. Because I could have gone, okay, of all the shops, of all the things that exist, of all of the machines that exist, that one there is the best because the warranty is better, the price is better, blah, blah, blah. You know what I did? I walked in the first shop. I said to him, what's your best price? I was pretty happy with it and I bought it. I did not even look at any other shops. Because you know what I said? You know what I said? I thought, okay, this is a couple $100 worth of stuff, right? If I spend 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours shopping around, right, the amount of money that I'm going to save is probably like, it's not enough for me to justify going through the process. For me, it's a painful process. I don't want to do that, right? There's so many things I want to spend my time doing, and buying a washing machine is not one. So for me, it was like, okay, that is decision made instantly. Because the risk of, or the loss is huge, okay? Too much time spent, too much like opportunity lost because I'm investing in this brain power. You talk about the 10 points of energy or thought that you're investing in on something. If I've got to go and do that, that's occupying 6, 7, 8 points in my day going through this whole process. If I can assign 1 point and be like, done, buy, leave, done, finish, game over. My challenge to you, okay, my quick tip this week is when you're faced with a decision, assess it. If you're new to this, okay, first step, go through those 3 steps, go through the 3 points. Go through the artist, manager, entrepreneur, then go through the core needs, okay, and then define what's success for you, okay? And as a result of that, you'll have an idea. It's like, okay, so I have to make a decision, it's based on these, whatever. And it could be a simple one, it could be trivial, that'll help. Go like, if I was to, what is the worst that could happen, okay, if I just bought this now, if I just did this now, what is the worst thing? Am I going to walk away and die because I did that? Probably not. If I'm buying a washing machine, I'm probably not going to die because I went and bought that washing machine. Maybe, who knows, maybe, it could blow up, who knows. But point is, work out what is the loss, okay? If I do it, and what is the loss if I don't? So if I don't do it and I've got to go through that process, for me the loss was huge. Time, effort, money, hassle. Like I don't want to go through that. I just want to do it. So I did it. I would encourage you to make a split decision. Yeah, especially if you struggle with it. Especially if you struggle with it. Go through the process in your head. It's because you can do that quickly, and it'll enable you to make that call.
Live life on the edge.
Do it. Just don't be reckless, but don't. I seriously think there's a lot to gain.
Just make one and feel how liberating it is.
Sure.
My quick tip is very quick and simple. Go and watch a sunset this week.
Ooh, nice.
We've been having some awesome sunsets here it's coming into autumn in Brisbane, and every day about 5:30 I officially lose my shit because the sunset is awesome. Go and watch one.
Nice one.
Matt Kelly, audibletrial.com/LOP.
Very good.
Yes.
Dave Thompson, got the URL down.
Go and get a book. Connor the Hunter put one on the Facebook. the title of which eludes me at this moment.
Go to the Facebook anyway.
Yeah, go to the Facebook anyway.
Living Outrageously. And like that page, by the way, and tell us how awesome you are. And we'll be like, yes, you are awesome. That is cool.
Yes.
Let's talk about Audible, Dave. So 100,000 titles. Like, if you have not experienced an audiobook before, if you're used to reading a book, and it's cool, we both still buy it. We buy physical books as well. But there's a really cool feeling about being able to like read while you drive.
Yeah.
Like read while you run.
I'm listening to Tucker Max's new book at the moment.
Interesting. That's an edgy book there.
Yeah, go. If you're up for a bit of a giggle and you don't mind a bit of Yahoo womanizing behaviour, then check out Tucker Max. Good laugh.
There you
go.
Good laugh. Listen, just do us a favour. Go to Audible, sign up for the free trial at audibletrial.com/LOP. You do that, sign up on that form on the front page there. You can go through then and literally download any book on us free of charge. Free of charge. It's a 30-day free trial. You'll be subscribing to their subscription package, and you know what? It's pretty cheap. You get like monthly downloads. There's a lot of value there. If you don't want to do it, you can unsubscribe at any time. No risk, no effort, no problems. Man, do it. What do we got?
Late mail. What do
we got? Oh, there's the book there.
Oh, Rediscovering the Greatest Human Strength.
If that's on Audible, go and download it, because Connor the Hunter would not recommend that book if it wasn't amazing. We know that because Connor the Hunter writes freaking fables and he emails them to us and they're cool.
Oh, that book's from ages ago.
Is it?
This is like January 14. Oh, that's alright.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt Kelly, let's round things out because we've run out of tea and I need to get more tea.
Yes, we do need to get more tea.
Get in touch with us, Dave at livingoutrageously.com, Matt at livingoutrageously.com, livingoutrageously.com, Facebook.com/livingoutrageously, audibletrial.com/LOP.
Can I mention I've got something big coming?
Oh, yeah.
I've got something big coming.
Matt Kelly's writing an ebook. You'll know about it soon.
I'm writing a book that I will give everyone who wants access to it. There you go. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Moving on. Thank
you. Matt Kelly, that'll do.
You look tired, Dave.
I'm tired,
You ran a bit today.
Yeah, I did. I ran just a little bit.
Alright, people.
That'll do. If you want a boring life, go sit in a cubicle. My name's Dave Thompson, that's Matt Kelly, and we will see you on the other side.
Peace out, everyone! Woo!
Holy damn.